All right, welcome everyone to our Wine Ambassador Opportunity Call. I'm going to be doing it solo today. We got a lot of changes happening within the company as we grow this. And for those that are brand new here, hearing about this for the first time, welcome to the best opportunity I've ever seen. It's the best business decision I ever made. We've been doing, this business, which is a Wine of the Month Club, collectively for several years. Wine Ambassador is 2 years old. I can tell you that we have put together the most amazing program around wine that's out there. We have an incredible benefit. I like to start out tonight with what's in it for you. And it's twofold. The opportunity here is twofold. One, you get access to some of the best wines that are made at the best value. We are having wines made for us, for the company. These are winemakers that have won several silver, gold, bronze medals throughout the years. They're second and third generation winemakers. We, have just the most amazing contacts that put this program together, realizing that, they just have to, they get the best job that they like to do, which is they get to make incredible wines. And our wines are made by the same people that have been making wines for, fantastic steak restaurants for years. They've been making high-end wines, and because of economies of scale and putting the right business minds behind it, we're able to deliver a wine that's worth 3, 4, 5 times what we're delivering it to you as a member for, because we don't have all the extra, middlemen and distribution costs. So we literally are making our own wine. We're having it made for us by incredible winemakers. Then we have a fulfillment center that ships the wine direct to the consumer, and all the marketing, all the distribution is done by us, as partners. And the opportunity here is for you to become part of sharing these incredible wines with the world, and you get paid really well for helping us grow the customer base. And we share the customer base. We're partners. You become an ambassador, and as an ambassador, you get the ability to basically build your own Wine of the Month, club and brand inside what's becoming the biggest Wine of the Month club in the world. And, we're not just about delivering wine, we're about delivering properly made, fine, premium wines. And that's exactly what we get to do. And it's elevated over the last bit to where we now have our own exclusive labels. We are not reselling other people's wines. We are, getting wines made at the top quality, the best fruits available. That's why we focus on Napa and Sonoma Valleys. Now, if you look at the wine that's out there and you go to a fine restaurant and you look at the most expensive wines on the menu, odds are Napa and Sonoma Valleys. It's what they're known for. The thing that's also great about it is, even though we're based in Napa and we have operations throughout the U.S., we are a global wine club, and we are doing things to be able to deliver wine across the globe. And, you can't just do that with any wine. The wines from Napa and Sonoma Valley are world renowned. They are wines that people give respect to, people love. And we get to deliver the tasting rooms from, Napa and Sonoma Valley right to their living rooms through a convenient and extremely affordable method because of what we created. And that's where the opportunity is great. We start everybody out with a minimum of a 4-bottle order each month. Whether you're a customer or you're an ambassador customer, you get 4 bottles of amazing wine. And you can choose to get 6 a month or 12 a month. You can get mixed, all white, all red. But we start everybody else, everybody starts out with 4 bottles. That's how we start everybody. Keep it really simple. And when you taste how great our reds are, you may want all reds. And when you taste how great our whites are, you may want all whites, and you might want to just be happy getting with the mix. But we cover everybody's palate and their needs this way. And that's a brand new change that we just added. We also, allow people to get 6 on a monthly basis or even 12 on a monthly basis. And we call it our Smart Ship. And our Smart Ship option is the lowest price you're gonna be able to get even as a member. And it's the same price that our Grand Crus get. So I'm gonna walk you through things in the compensation model. But as far as what the opportunity is you get to do something that I've been able to do for years. I've traveled the world. I've been very, very blessed. I've gone to, well over 1,000 wineries and counting, and I would ship wine home. And, back in the 90s, it might take months to get to the house. Logistics are a lot better now, but, I would get wines from South Africa and France and Italy and, even up in Switzerland, and I would get them from, the UK and Australia and, all South America. I'd get wines from wherever I traveled. They show up at the house and I get like a case of this or that or multiple cases, and I would share them with family and friends. And these are wines that they probably weren't going to buy. They're expensive, right? And even from the vineyard, but they got an appreciation of it. And that's something we get to do here, but at an incredible value. Most people, and I'm going to tell you from doing this for 4 years, we know most people do not know what a fine wine is. Most people do not, go into a restaurant and spend $200, $300, $400, $500 on a bottle of wine just for a Thursday night dinner. And it's a shame because wine is such an amazing food. It does such amazing things for our health. And I mean real wine, not this punch wine that they pawn off to us in the stores. And most people know wine as red or white. They don't know the varietals very well. And they're used to being, they're used to wine being whatever they bought at the wine store, the liquor store. And most of these wines are mass produced. The process is sped up. They, do things in shortcuts that, aren't natural. So your body doesn't perform with them the same way as a naturally premium fine wine that's brewed the right way does. There is a difference. And I tell everybody the best way to know the difference is to taste it. When you taste one of our wines compared to those cheap wines you get in the store, and when I say cheap, I mean because they make them cheap. Our value is just about the same. You basically get, an incredible value on our wines that makes it so drinking those wine punch creations doesn't make sense anymore. And there's articles and articles out there about the stuff they add into them. They add arsenic for sweetness. They do things that are really bad, and that's fact. But it's really all about the almighty dollar. And if you think about it, they've been doing that with our foods for all over, right? Well, there's another thing that happened, and it's called prohibition. And when prohibition happened here in the United States, that didn't happen across the world, right? It happened here in the US. They went and tore down vines. They destroyed the crops. And not only did that happen, but for 2 generations, wine was not part of the everyday diet. I can go into this even deeper, but we get to bring the culture back. And it's not, and it's something that's been happening on its own. It's a big, big marketplace. Wine, over the past, 12 years, wine has become the #1 adult beverage in the US. It was already the #1 adult beverage in the whole globe, but beer outsold it 12 years ago. Now wine outsells beer, and it's not even a close amount. It's big, and it's something that just a lot of people drink it on a regular basis. It's not, a recreational drink so much as it is a food. It's something that, it helps relieve the stresses of the everyday. It's a natural depressant, meaning it depresses the stress away. It calms us down. Doctor after doctor are prescribing basically red wine to help with easing the heart conditions, helping cholesterol. It's got natural abilities that we've known for a long time. Wine's been on the planet for 7,000 years. And, and I can go into it on several different levels, and including religious levels. It's a major product. And to be able to be part of that is a big deal. But we're not just part of it because it's out there. We're part of it because of a couple things happened in relatively, shorter, 7 years ago. Wine was able to be shipped from directly from the seller, the wine, the winemaker, if you will, to the home. And not just a few states, but most states. There's only a handful that don't allow it, and they're getting lots of pressures to open it up, and eventually it'll be off at these states. We can do, and it's the same with Canada. Most of Canada starting opening up. Australia is pretty much widely opened up, except for a couple interesting areas, and all through Europe is opening up, and Asia is opened up to where they can have it directly shipped to their home. There's amazing things in place that allow taxation to happen right, and logistics to happen right, and proper signature for age and verification. We're in a time where this is happening. It's what I call the perfect storm for a business. And if you look at all the trends that are associated with wine and the direct-to-consumer marketplace, all those trends are growing, and not just by a little bit, by leaps and bounds. And when you see that happen, as Brett always says, that trend is your friend when it's growing like that. And that's what we found. And I can tell you, 4 years ago, when we first started looking to market wine in this sense, 3.5% of all wine sold was sold direct to consumer. And what I saw and what Brett saw, what we both saw, and it was, there's a huge area here where we can be in a big marketplace and we can carve out a solid niche to make a lot of money for a lot of people. And that was the direct to consumer marketplace. And we said, that's going to grow. Well, it's been less than 4 years, and that 3.5% is over 10%. So that shows you the growth and the awareness. And there are still more people out there that don't know you can get wine shipped to your home than that do. It takes a while for people to grasp onto these new concepts, these new ideas, and we get to be, the Wine of the Month Club that does it. And we do it through an amazing referral and business building program. We do it in a way that really benefits our partners. And that's what we're looking for as a partner here. We know it's an amazing opportunity, and it's something that you can make hobby income to full-time career, even lifestyle changing dream incomes. And we have people already doing it even in a short period of time of the last couple of years. It's happening now. It's going to happen more and more and more. Wine is a foundational product. Even during pandemics, our sales went up 28%. We are recession proof, depression proof. We are, pandemic proof. We have the right type of product that people need and want. It's a food, and I can tell you, we drink a good glass a night. We did before this. We love our wine, but it's also part of our lifestyle, and it really helps calm things down. And, we have a lot of stress. I can tell you, Tanya and I, raising 7 kids, there's stress. There's stress there. 6 boys, 1 girl, and very active individuals. There's stress there, right? And we have these standing rules, and I like to tell everybody about them because, a lot of people ask us, how did you get through that? I think we both know, we have a silent weapon in this wine. We have a rule. We do not talk about the kids or anything serious unless we have a glass of wine in our hands. If I was to walk in the door and get handed a glass of wine, I know that something happened with one of the kids we got to talk about. And let me stop that. Sorry about that. But it's one of those things where it just alleviates stuff. And we've had serious conversations always with a glass of wine because it gets rid of the extra noise that you carry into things. And we're able to, make mature decisions because we can focus on it without all those added pressures. And, I can remember, I remember when I was in my early 20s, I went to this big charity event out in California, and they were raising money for abused kids. Very great cause. And they had a talk show host that was on there. He's more of a conservative talk show host, and he dealt with he still does, but very big topics. And we got seated at his table. We were honored guests, just because of the business I was doing and acumen. And I got invited by a very religious minister of mine. Actually, it's the same guy that married Tanya and I. We got invited to this thing out in California, and we got a sit with the speakers. All right, and we're talking with them, and I'm like, man, your job sounds so stressful. The topics you got to talk about and be prepared for. And he just says, and he'd been with his wife for a while, and he was like, me, we were talking about life and everything, and he said one thing. He goes, I come home, and I've had a lot of that stress, and I don't want to just unleash it on the family, and especially my wife who's been waiting for me to get home late. And he goes, I walk in the door, and I go and I just go sit down in my chair, and my wife brings me a glass of red wine, and we drink that, and then we talk. And he says, if I don't do that, everything falls apart because you carry it with you. Things that you don't think are going to be personal, you make them personal. And I picked that up, and that was years ago, and so that was something I just carried forward. And Tanya and I live by it. And I'm just going to say, like, as a product, wine's around everything, but it's a food. It's meant to be here. We're meant to have something like this to help naturally help things out. And I look at the different opiate pandemics and things that people do with, abusing of drugs. And, wine is a natural. But the thing is, it's got to be a right wine. It's got to be a true wine, not anything artificially added to it. When they mass produce these wines, they add sulfites to it. Sulfite is a preservative. There's artificial and natural sulfites. And natural sulfites happen when proper wine is brewed the proper way. When it's made the right way, it naturally creates the sulfites necessary to preserve wine. When it's sped up, they have to add sulfites to it to make it have preservatives, because they cheapened, shortened, cut the whole brewing process. And there's also a sad part of it is, like this wine, which was properly made, has great mineral taste to it. It has great things, but next year's will be different because the minerals are going to be different next year. The amount of water and rainfall that these grapes get, the fruit get each year is different. The amount of open sunshine, things just alter and change, and it changes the fruit. And some days, it might taste more berry one year, and it might taste more leathery and earthy the next year. And that's a fun thing to have in wine. But those mass-produced wines, they taste the same year by year by year because it's just a punch, right? And that's one of those things I want people to notice, because when you taste a proper wine, that other wine will taste not as good. You'll see the difference, and it'll prove it to you. And then you're going to wonder what you've been drinking all these years. And then you get the right stuff here, but because of the membership, you get it at an amazing value. I'm making myself thirsty thinking about it. Hold on a sec. You guys, our winemakers are incredible. Side note, and I think we're still shipping it out right now. We have a wine that's out. There's a Rickard Merlot, which, you guys, that was on my wish list of life for a long time. I fell in love with wines at 22. It's a great story. We'll go another time. But I always wanted to have my own label. Now we do. Somehow the world's worked out really well. It's been answered. And, Tanya and I put this on a Merlot. And if you guys have had the Rickard Merlot, that wine just made us happy. We were so proud of the guys that made that wine. But the winemakers that made the 2017 Rickard Merlot are the same winemakers that made the Glomine that we're sending out right now. And the Glomine is literally a wine that was in the Morton Steakhouse. We're talking premium wines. And I don't know if you guys understand the gravity of the value of what we have, but we've got magic going on in this company. We get to deliver top-end wines, and it works out to about $25 a bottle or less, depending on your entry. But don't be fooled by the value of that wine. If that wine was in a restaurant, we're talking several $100s in a restaurant with their markups, but we're talking, $75, $150 a bottle if it was bought in a retail atmosphere. We give, our customers get 4 bottles for $99.95, and odds are one of those bottles in there alone is worth the entire shipment. That's something we get to pride ourselves with. And why is it that way? Again, we were able to be smart business people. We learned the wine business. We learned, we have some great partners that have been around it for a long time. And, we are literally manufacturing our own wine. We are fulfilling the delivery through, an amazing partnership, and all the other markups that happen with distribution and, wholesale retail channels, we handle with you guys. And wait till you see this is why we're able to pay out such an amazing amount of commission to our partners, is because there are only 3 components as opposed to 12. We don't have all these exchanges. Your job is this, not sell wine. You're not going to be putting wine in your basement or your garage and selling it. Not only is that illegal in almost every place, but that's not how we operate. You literally get to share the whole wine of the month process, sign them up as a customer to receive the wines direct to their house. You don't touch the merchandise. You just sign them up, and it pays so well. Wait till I break it down, but it allows you to build a business with us and get paid very well for doing so. We're looking to establish and share. This is, it's virtually a wealth distribution system that's using one of the best products known to man, wine, and logistics and create a business to share this with everybody. It's a bigger opportunity than just being part of a wine club. It's the whole distribution process you get to be part of. So I'm going to bring that up really quick. And again, try to keep this really simple, guys. There's three ways. There's three ways to get started, and I'm going to break these down really quick. The first one is just to become a wine customer. And I tell everybody, if this sounds too good to be true, and you're like, you make your wine sound so amazing, and they are, just try them. If the business looks like too big of a jump right away because you don't get it yet, just try the wines. Be a customer. You're going to spend $100 and get four amazing bottles of wine. And I think right now we're still shipping out our sparkling. I think it's still there. We have an amazing sparkling wine. It's a Napa Valley sparkling wine. All right. It's not $80 a bottle. You're getting it for $25 a bottle, inside your monthly allotment, along with that Gloaming, which is a $400 bottle of wine. The Rickard would retail for at least $150. And then we have another white in there. There's a couple different whites that are shipping out right now. We have a Parables white that's amazing. And you guys, it's a Chenin Blanc. You guys will see these incredible wines in your shipment. The second way and the third way come with becoming partners of ours. So I'll make it really easy. The second, we have 3 levels. There's no penalty for sign up in one or the other, but there are better benefits with some of them. And the benefits come in the form of you get additional percentages off cases when you buy them. So a lot of times you're gonna get your 4 bottles or your 6 bottles, your 12, but you're gonna have a wine in there that you really like. And you're gonna be able to go in there and buy them at case price based on your level. And the initial 4, 6, or 12 that you get in your Smart Ship, you get those at the Grand Cru level, but additional cases you get at your level, whatever you are in the business. Estate members get 10% off, Reserve get 15% off, Grand Crus get 20% off. They also get a Founders Black Card while they last, which gives you additional perks at our events. And that's a big plus, but you don't have to start out with the Grand Cru. You can always upgrade, and I let everybody know you can start out with just an estate, and when you upgrade, you pay the difference and you get the difference. So estates get 1 case of wine, $300. Reserve members get 2 cases of wine at $600. Grand Cru members, and Grand Cru basically means wine snob. All right, so wine snobs like us, Grand Crus, it's $600. You get 2 cases like you would for the $600 level, but then you get a 6-bottle Grand Cru collection. And Tanya and I, for Mother's Day, we actually drank an amazing bottle of Cabernet Sauvignon. It's an Edict. We love that wine. It was a great addition to the day yesterday. But that's what comes in there. There's a 6-bottle Grand Cru luxury box selection, and it's worth at least $750. I think the one that's going out right now is worth far more than that, but that's our promise is the retail value is at least $750, but it's a great way to add to a collection if you have one. And if you don't have like a wine collection that you're building, great way to start. And the third way to get started is in our non-ship states and our countries where we're not shipping yet. We offer a marketing package that comes with the required 50 VV to be part of the compensation plan, but it also comes with a very powerful marketing system and a lot of credits to use for text messaging, follow-up systems, and everything else. And we make it available for marketing partners to be part of this business, but not get the wine because it's not legal to ship there yet, but you don't miss out on the opportunity. So those are the 3 ways. The person that brought you here can walk you through it. The non-ship is only available if you're in a non-ship state. So if you live here in Utah, that's an option. 5 ways to get paid. The first way customers and ambassadors alike get access to, and that's the free wine. And I'm going to break this down. We put it right here in writing. This is on wineambassadorcomplan.com. Our free wine is based, like everything here, is based on truth. So we don't have a bunch of, flashy, looks good, but really hard to get. We don't do any games. It's really simple. And our free wine is where it starts, right? So if you refer, customers, you can earn free wine. And I don't mean one time, I mean ongoing. So if you refer one person and they order wine every month, after they've ordered 3 months, you have 3 cumulative orders from customers, the next wine you get is you get it for free. You basically get a $99 and $95 credit to your wine account. So if you have 2 customers that are ordering every month, that means that 2 out of every 3 months, you're getting free wine. If you have 3 customers or more, right, you're going to get free wine every month. That basically, you know, we value the referral of that customer at $400 a year. That is insanely competitive. No one touches that. And if you get 3, you know, you got wine free every year. But if you only have 1, you're going to save $400 on wine every year because you refer somebody in this amazing program. The other 4 ways to get paid, I'll break down. They're all real simple, nothing to really complicate. But we have ambassador customer acquisition bonuses. Now, we have customers and we have what's called an ambassador customer. Even our ambassadors are customers, they're ordering. And, you know, if you just bring in a regular customer, after you bring in 3, your 4th on, you receive a $20 upfront bonus, and then you receive $10 a month. On ambassadors, you get paid on the starter kits, which I'll go to, but then you get $10 a month on them as well. So, you know, we've got people that are utilizing the means and the ways we market that have 50, 100, 150 customers each and every month and building. And, you know, they're able to get that extra $500, $1,000, $1,500 a month off of this one, you know, component. The 3rd way we get paid is on a wine starter kit. So as you bring another ambassador in, if they order, you know, the estate at $300, you get half of that. So you'll make $150. If they come in at the reserve level or $600, you get $300. If they come at the Grand Cru, you're going to get $600. And I want you guys to know that the wine starter kits, that is definitely a partnership. We, as a company, make very, very little on these to get people started, but we want to make it lucrative, to make it worth your time to train them and work with them, because as you do, you're going to be building up the 4th way of pay, which is our binary compensation plan. Binary compensation plan is based on building 2 teams, one on the left, one on the right. The person that's bringing you here is going to be building with you down one of these teams. And you want to be building one and you want to be building the other one. And we like to do it in a structured way where you build in the leg that you're growing with the person that brought you in. So they brought you in and they put you on the right team. You want to be building the right team until you see that growing on its own. And then we have you build the other team, because as you start building that, based on your volumes and your rank in the company, you're going to receive upwards of 22% of the lesser leg each and every Wednesday, or each and every Friday for the previous Wednesday. So every Wednesday night, we cut it off. Midnight Wednesday, Eastern time, the system will take a snapshot, looks at your volume that you have on your left team, looks at the volume you have on your right team, and based on your qualification, it determines your rank, and then it's going to take the lesser volume and pay you out up to 22% of that each week, which is paid out the following Friday. Not the next Friday, the following Friday. It's about a 2-week out. And that's like clockwork every week. And as you're building that binary up, you also start qualifying for what's called a check match. And the check match is based on your personally enrolled ambassadors only. And as they build their binary, so as you help them build their binary to build their business up, you get a check match of up to 50% of that, because you're helping them build. And I'm here to tell you, looking at the compensation we pay out, we have incredible leaders that make more money off their check matches than they do their binary pay, because they're building their teams up. And that's what we like to see. You know, and this is an amazing compensation plan. It's very simple. And the structure is right here on what's to qualify. The only thing that's at all complicated is you have a left team and a right team. And when it says volume required right here, that this volume cannot just be one leg. It has to be a combination of your left team and your right team. And it's very, very conservative as far as no more than 70% in one leg, and you have to have at least 30% of the qualifying volume in one leg. So, you know, you can't just have one runaway leg. You got to be building both sides of the business, but they don't need to have to balance out for you to maximize your pay. Then it's based on how many personals you have. And, you know, we want everybody to maintain 3 customers, basically. Earn your wine for free. be talking about it, be building your business, and even at a hobby level, you can elevate this to the top of the chain. Now, something that we do here, we actually help you provide marketing. We have these amazing lead generation companies that Tanya and I own. This is not part of Wine Ambassador, but because you are a part of what we do here, we support you. This is from Tanya and I to you. We will give you all the leads you can eat to build your business, to work with the Powerline tools we have that we call the Grapevine. And the person that brought you here can get you educated on it. But let me just put this in perspective. Not only do you get access to an amazing product to market, not only do you get access to amazing business tools and amazing back office stuff, and as part of wine, but we actually give you the #1 reason for failure, which is marketing. We provide that for you because you're our partners. We want to grow this to an incredible business. Patty and I have been blessed. Our philanthropy is to give to our partners and supply you guys with the means to teach you how to fish and help you bring people in and also support them. So not only are we going to provide leads and the tools to share this for you, but anybody you bring in, we're going to help them share. So we're going to help you grow the teams and grow the leverage. So get with the person that brought you here. We do a couple things every week. We actually do like Mondays is our opportunity call. This is to bring anybody new in just so they can hear what's going on. Wednesdays, we have what's called the wineanddineshow.com, where we do food and wine pairings. It starts at 5:30 Pacific, 6:30 Mountain, 7:30 Central, 8:30 Eastern, 9:30 Atlantic Standard Time. And that's on the same webinar. We literally do a wine and dine show. We have different family members here cooking and blending with, our wines, and we have a great time. A lot of giveaways. We just have a lot of fun with it on Wednesdays. And then Saturdays at 9 Pacific AM, 10 in the morning Mountain Time, 11 Central and noon Eastern, and 1 p.m. on Atlantic Standard Time, we do training and how to build your business here. And then there's a lot of other accesses to training and support. And I tell everybody, the only way to fail here is to quit. If you show up and you go through the training, we give you access to everything you need to grow this. We're here together. We grow together. We all benefit by you winning. But anyway, thanks for being here, guys. God bless. See you guys on the Wine and Dine Show on Wednesday. And let me stop this.